This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
The best defense is a good offense. So before the sewer backs up into your home and wreaks havoc, stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is there for you when you need them most. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle, presenting Ghost and Volbeat at Climate Pledge Arena on January 27th. I know you want those tickets, right? All right. How about you listen all this week between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., and that's how you can get the code word, baby.
Let's do it.
Then once you get that code word, head to the contest page at KISW.com. That's where you enter for your chance to win tickets to the show. Plus, you're going to get a guitar and drum head signed by the members of Ghost. Yeah, it's pretty good, huh? All right, so the code word for this morning is rats.
Rats.
Like the vermin, rats is the, just like Ben. So that's the code word this morning, rats. If you want more info, you want to be able to participate in this contest, you know where to go, KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah.
So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
It is time for Beat Migs, but it is Wednesday, so there will be maybe a whack-in.
Whack it.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then. All right.
And Steve was not the whacker earlier. He was the wacky. Yeah, he got whacked bad.
He did.
It's been a rough January, guys.
It really has been. You have not started off on a great foot for 2022, or deuces, as I like to say. So we'll have to find out if this contestant can do something here. We've got Hannah in Olympia. Hannah, are you there?
Hi, yeah, I'm here.
Excellent. All right,
Hannah.
Steve, get out of here. Goodbye.
Hello.
For those playing at home, Hannah will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Hannah, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Which amendment to the U.S. Constitution deals with searches and seizures?
Ooh. First Amendment?
No.
Fourth Amendment?
Yes. What cheese is served with a classic Greek salad?
Blue cheese.
No.
Pass.
Emma Bunton is best known for being which Spice Girl?
Posh?
No.
Pass.
What was World War I known as before World War II?
The Civil War?
No.
Ooh. Pass.
Beyonce was born and raised in what southern state?
Alabama.
No.
Louisiana.
No.
North Carolina.
No. How many seasons did The Sopranos have?
Oh, boy.
9.
No.
10.
No.
11.
No. Oh, Hannah got 1 correct. Silver lining, you got 1.
Oh, boy.
Here's the thing. I know Hannah. She sounds like a very young person, and I feel none of these questions were in her wheelhouse. None.
Oh, yeah, no.
Maybe the Beyonce one, but that's kind of about it right there.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt it. if you're like, how old are you, Hannah?
I'm 19.
Oh gosh, yeah.
If Hannah's 19 and listening to our show, the chances of her being a Beyonce fan are low. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying she couldn't be.
Why are you talking? Steve's in here, man.
There?
You're just helping him out here.
And as a fellow 19-year-old girl, I love Beyonce.
Yeah, and by the way, that you know what that question is for that, and that he's never getting any help from me just saying the name Beyonce. That's not going to help him at all.
Saying it over and over again.
Beyonce.
Destroying the integrity of this fine game.
Hey, Steve.
Yes?
Beyonce. Now you know, Steve. Now he knows the answer.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, now that you've got that, are you ready?
Beyonce.
Which amendment to the U.S. Constitution deals with searches and seizures?
5th.
No.
6th.
No.
9th.
No. What cheese is served with a classic Greek salad?
Feta?
Yes.
Nice.
Emma Bunton is best known for being which Spice Girl?
Oh. Baby Spice.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was World War I known as before World War II?
World War.
No.
Nice try.
The Great War.
Yes.
Oh.
That's it.
Beyonce was born and
Beyonce.
raised in which southern state?
Oh, I don't know. Georgia?
No.
Florida?
No.
Alabama?
No. How many seasons did The Sopranos have?
6.
Yes. Freddie Mercury passed away in what early 90s year?
1990.
No.
1991.
Yes. Moe's Tavern is a bar on which animated show?
Simpsons.
Yes. Which great American inventor died in October of 1931?
Thomas Edison.
Yes. What was the first name of Sherlock Holmes' assistant, Dr. Watson?
Alfred?
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct. You win 7-1.
Oh, sorry about that, Hannah.
Yeah, everything was outside her wheelhouse.
But Hannah,
No worries.
thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
And you know what? We'll try playing again. We'll see if the Rev can get some questions a little bit, in your wheelhouse.
Why are you doing this like the sweet daddy voice to her?
Because she sounds cute and he's being weird.
No, because she's a young person, and I'm happy she's listening to the show.
I know, but you sounded like, it's okay, Hannah.
Well, it is. I feel bad.
Call back again. We'll make sure Red
here's the
gets it
thing.
right.
I feel bad because she got one right because none of the questions were for a 19-year-old.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
like, I don't.
for a
First off, I don't tailor anything towards any of the listeners whatsoever, and you're just being weird about it now.
well, no, a lot of your questions definitely are not for people in that demographic. Hardly anything you ever ask is anything that because you don't know and I don't know. I wouldn't know what kind of trivia I would ask anybody in that demographic. But Generation Z, how many Generation Z questions do we ask? None. That's all. And I feel bad because she listens to the show and none of those questions are in her wheelhouse.
So
that's
if
all.
there's a 19-year-old out there that's listening that is like into trivia, have them whip up a bunch of questions.
Love that idea.
Of 19-year-old trivia questions.
Love
and then
that
get
idea.
Hannah back on and we'll go head to head again.
I'm going to start sprinkling in Gen Z questions, and BJ's going to be like, why is no one who listens to our station is going to understand these questions? Literally, this has happened in the past.
What is this no cap stuff that we're talking about?
Exactly. I'm just saying I don't know anything about. I don't know anything. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, imagine when you were younger, if it was just old people questions. They kept asking you about Tommy Dorsey stuff, when you were in your 20s, and hey, who had the big band of I mean, there's just how are they going to know? They didn't even live that world. They don't even know that stuff. They weren't even alive.
So we have to do a week of teen beat Migs.
Okay, I'll find out.
That doesn't sound right.
No.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to be in that game.
Yeah, you don't want to be.
I get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I don't need.
I was just going to look up Teen Week stuff on Jeopardy, but I guess I don't even have to do that.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, that would be fine. Teen Week Jeopardy would probably be good.
Junior. Yeah, or Gen Z beat Migs or something like a week.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know. You're accommodating the man who's complaining about everything.
Well, you asked why I used that voice. I felt bad for her because it's like she had no shot. There was no way she was going to win.
You don't have to talk to her like that. Like a.
Well, I feel like
sit on my lap.
Well, okay. If you guys thought I was using a fatherly voice, if you guys want to construe that to be sexual, that's your weird.
Fatherly
She's
voice.
not your daughter.
It's more like daddy
I
voice.
Come over here and call me daddy.
I look at every young person like they're my kid, Danny. Every young person's like my kid, and I hope everybody views my kid that way, which means You want to take care of them.
Since I was like intern on the show, you've been yelling at me. I've never gone that
you're
voice.
different. No, you're different. You don't deserve.
Yeah, you don't
that
get
voice.
the daddy voice.
No, you are.
I'm
You
okay
are.
with that, actually.
You are a curse among mankind.
Now that I think of it, I don't want
do you
it.
want the daddy voice?
Actually,
No. You know what, Vicky? You get the. You're driving me crazy again, voice.
Quickly down the list, the amendment to the U.S. Constitution that deals with searches and seizures was the one she got correct. It was the Fourth Amendment.
See, she's a smart kid.
Yeah. Does anybody know where Beyonce was born and raised?
Beyonce. Was it
No.
Texas?
It was
Georgia?
Texas, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, which is funny because Texas is in the South, but it's also a Gulf Coast state, so I never think of that as a Southern state, but I mean, it is in the South. It's as South as you can get.
It is. And then, BJ, you probably know the first name of Dr. Watson.
It's, of course, John.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Just an easy
John
name,
Watson.
John Watson.
Now
And
that you say it, I hear it.
and
Okay. That's kind of how it works.
all right, Yogi Berra.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your win. I do not know how you do this, man.
Greatest answer in the history of answers right there. Well, now that you say it, I know it. Oh,
Now that
really?
you say it, I totally hear it.
Yeah, that's it. No, you're doing great. Yeah, you know what? I'm so happy that I work with all
Now
of
that you show it to
geniuses.
me, I totally see it.
Yeah. All right, there you go. All right, so Gen Z beat Migs coming up. You'll have a run for your money, Steve.
Oh, I'll crush anyone in it.
Oh, you will?
I
A
know
Gen
more
Z
about
beat Migs?
I know more about Gen Z than Gen Z knows about Gen Z.
We should call her back and let her write a couple of questions because, I mean, she's that age, right?
The first question is, why did BJ talk to me in a creepy voice?
Okay, if she says it was creepy, I'll be, but, I had nothing but just, feeling bad, kind of like him. I hope she's okay,
Y'all can email me your Gen Z questions at the Reverend and Fuego at KISW.com.
Feel free
Do
to
it.
blind copy me on those emails, and I'll just make sure that they get to him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. Well, it is time, it is time now to let the people speak, okay? They've been wanting to say stuff. They've been wanting to talk. It is time for listeners on the loose. Yes, you pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Your calls and texts at 917.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. It's simple, man. You pick the topic, you guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. You can text us at 77999. Just remember, man, Steve's got one rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ. Show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, you shall be gonged, and we'll have to say goodbye to you.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Inquiring minds want to know. Somebody said, Danny, how was the Avalanche Kraken game? Besides the
nice.
loss, of course, LOL.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So you went to Colorado and obviously see a friend.
Yeah.
But you also were able to, timing-wise, it worked out perfect because you got to see the Kraken play the Colorado Avalanche.
Well, and it was actually kind of the opposite. So originally, when the Kraken announced their tickets, I was in Massachusetts and not paying attention to my phone, and I get a text from you and Rev being like, "Did you get tickets for like the single game tickets for the season?" And I hadn't,
Right.
and they were just all sold out. So immediately I was like, "Hey, look." They're playing the Avalanche, and my friend Chris, best friend in the world,
Of many.
he's a big Avalanche fan, and he has season tickets. So I messaged him, and I was like, "Hey, I see they're playing the Kraken in Colorado on the 10th. Can I come?" And he was like, "Book your ticket. We'll make a boys' weekend out of it." So we ended up going, or I ended up going by myself, and it was awesome to see it in another state, and just seeing how many Kraken fans actually showed up to the game. It was awesome.
That must have been the fun part because, obviously, when you go to Climate Pledge Arena, you're around other Kraken fans.
Sure.
We're all excited because we're all day one fans, of course. But
Right.
to be somewhere else, that almost creates that instant bond when you're walking around like, oh, you got the enemy colors on too.
Yeah. Well, and especially because we took the light rail down to Ball Arena, and I even saw Kraken jerseys on the light rail, and so it was kind of one of those fist bump. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, and
we're in this together.
Go Kraken! And
I feel like you're going to see a lot of that. I don't know how many games they play a season in somebody else's joint, Steve. But Colorado's a great destination, especially if in the winter people like to ski. I feel like you're going to see a lot of Seattleites wanting to go see some Kraken Colorado games.
Also, from what I've gathered, for a lot, I don't know how much nowadays because how the team's been doing, but before the season started, a lot of people adopted the Kraken as their number 2 team.
Exactly.
Some people like having a couple teams to root for. And so that became, because they're a brand new team, a lot of people, majority of people really love the color scheme and the jerseys and the logo. So I've seen that where it's people that are living in whatever state it is that you're going to, that lived there, but that became their team.
Yeah, and a lot of, I noticed that they gave us a lot of props in Denver. So like they had like the girl who kind of like tells a little bit about like the pregame and stuff like that down on the ice, and she did a whole video montage with one of the people from Root Sports, and she interviewed her and talked about like how much this team means to Seattle and how excited it was.
That's
and like
cool.
it was, yeah, like the Avalanche fans like gave a standing ovation. They did a really cool thing like in the first period during one of the ice breaks where they honored Gruby and Donskoy because they used to be part of the Avalanche. They did a whole video montage thanking them, and like they all got standing ovations. It was really cool.
Huh. They just feel bad for the Kraken, so like we got to give them something. We're gonna disappoint their fans in the third period, so we might give them something.
I know. That was the only part. It was such a good game though. Like,
is it a cool arena?
You know, it's all right.
Oh, all right.
It's all right.
How about that?
It wasn't the best.
Arena.
So you're spoiled. You get spoiled. You go to Climate Pledge, you're probably going to get spoiled by any other place you go to when you realize.
Pictures look good, though.
Yeah. I mean, it was a nice arena. We had good tickets. He has great season tickets, but I was not allowed to eat anything at Ball Arena because, according to my friend Chris, all the food here is trash.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. He was like, so at that point, like, you don't want to spend your money here. Like, we'll go somewhere else that's going to be delicious after. But, like, honestly, you're going to overpay for mediocre food. And I was like, that's so weird because we have such great food here.
Yeah, we got Shaq's Big Chicken.
Yeah.
It features mac and cheese.
I was telling him about those, and he was like, why can't we have good food here?
It is very, you're absolutely right. And the same thing with T-Mobile. It's just amazing how the food choices at these places are just head and shoulders better than other places. I get spoiled, and I still believe T-Mobile's the best baseball stadium. And I haven't been to them all, but of all the ones I've been to, it's like T-Mobile so I wouldn't be surprised if Climate Pledge is going to be on the same level.
What was it like? Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, obviously, he has a little bit of a bias now that we found out. But when he first saw the arena, he said it was like the best arena he's ever been to. Kevin Weeks from the NHL Network, or from now he's doing stuff with ESPN. He out and out said when he first saw it, and it wasn't even finished, he's like, "This is most likely going to be the nicest arena in all of sports."
And those are two people that know.
They've been around.
They've been to all the arenas.
Mm-hmm. Well,
because that's their gig. So, I trust them.
One of the biggest things that I really liked, too, is our dual Jumbotrons.
The twins,
as opposed to, and they just had one big one in Ball Arena. It kind of, like, not obstructs the view, but it's one of those, like, it's more distracting when it wasn't the two of them. I don't know why. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was just
Isn't
one of
that
those,
interesting? Because does anybody else have the twins, Steve?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I'm just so used to that big cube in the center, basically.
But I like it, too. I remember when we were at the game, it was kind of cool because when the action's on one side of the ice and you want to see something, you look up, you see that twin. It's stupid because it's like a matter of really inches with your head to turn, but it's something I really dug how that setup is with the two twin screens.
Yeah. You're right, Steve. When you think about it, center ice, how often do you really have your head there? Right. Usually something's going on in one end or the other. It's a pretty brilliant idea.
Yeah. And there was a lot of Kraken fans in our section too. So every time they would do the "Let's go Avalanche," it was just a sea of people being like, "Let's go Kraken." I blew out my voice. It was great.
Yeah, you sound kind of froggy over there.
Yeah, a little froggy,
That's a good time when you blow your voice out.
It was so much fun. We were
Right,
screaming.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
yo. Wow. Hey, hold on. There we go.
But I definitely recommend if you have the chance to go see the Kraken play somewhere else, it's a fun experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's at the point where it's like also the nice thing is like, some people will be like, opposing team stuff, but really the Kraken don't mind. Maybe Vancouver soon enough. But there really isn't like any like blood rivalry where you're like walking into like a buzzsaw, like where it's like, oh crap, this is going to be more of a headache than it's like when I was a kid going to a Rangers game wearing Devils gear.
Yeah.
Was like basically like just asking for people, and they did throw stuff at you. But now, like Kraken, it's like people were just like, oh, well, it's nice that you're in the league.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll win again one day.
Aw. That's also probably why we're not really a threat right now.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet. Yeah, and though we almost were that game, I mean, I think they probably would have said, you know what, we take everything back. We said, we hate Grubauer. I mean, before they picked up those last couple of goals, I bet they were hating us bad.
Yeah.
He was playing so well in that game, too.
Yeah, dude, I know.
And he wore his old pads. He wore the pads that he wore with Colorado, which I thought was funny.
Well, maybe this is the start of something. Maybe, we have plenty of time to turn it around. Really, if Grubauer can play some good goal, Hopefully they can do what they've been doing, which is score a lot of goals, and maybe the defense, can every have a decent game every once in a while, and maybe this is the deal.
Yeah, we need either of their goalies to bail out the defense every once in a while.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Gruby's got to be the guy. I don't know. Drieger's got to prove stuff to me still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, he's a Star Wars guy, though, BJ. You should be really all about Drieger.
I love him for that reason, but look, we got to get W, Steve. I can't be biased. If the guy's not playing, I can't just love him because he's got Star Wars.
I have to say that I did have to. It wasn't intentional, but I actually accidentally fan shamed someone at the game, and it wasn't even.
You're a year one hockey fan.
It wasn't my fault.
How can you fan shame gatekeep year one?
So it was my friend Chris, and there was this guy that was a Kraken fan. So apologies to this guy if he's a listener, but he was kind of drunk and screaming the whole time about how he was the biggest Kraken fan in the entire world. And so my friend Chris gets up, he goes, "Yeah, do you have a Kraken tattoo? Because this guy does."
Oh. Wow.
And he's
all right.
Let me see it. So I pulled
that's
up
legit. Actually, that is kind of legit. I think in that particular instance, Danny, I think you get to flash that if somebody says they're the biggest fan.
He was so ready to fight this guy, and I was like, "Oh man, we're gonna get in a fight." And I'm not even doing anything.
That's such a weird thing to yell to. I'm the biggest whatever fan.
Yeah,
that's a.
Well, you know what? That's the alcohol talking.
And why is that even something to brag about?
Because you got nothing else.
Yeah.
Think about it. You got nothing else in life, but this is who's going to challenge you on that you're the biggest fan unless and
the guy with the tattoo shows up.
And just my luck. I try to own this part of the mountain. I figure no one's going to beat me. They can, but the best they can do is tie me, and then Tattoo Boy shows up.
Yeah, he's probably like, I flew all the way here to Colorado to prove my point, to stake my claim as the biggest crowd. I can't do it at Climate Pledge Arena. There's too many of us.
Yeah,
I'm
but
going to go there.
He traveled.
And then you got this guy with a tattoo.
How about he travels?
Yeah.
And he probably figured, even if you traveled too, I'll tell you what, like he could probably argue and maybe throw some lines out there and some stats. And he just figured he was good, not realizing the tattoo beat him.
Yeah.
One texter said, hey, going to see the Seahawks play at Lambeau Field was probably one of the best away games I've ever been to. That's definitely a destination. I would love to go to Green Bay.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, it's so weird to think it's just like you're in somebody's neighborhood and, here's a football field.
That would be the best part, is if you actually somehow through some way someone who lives blocks away, so you crash at their place.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And then you just get up and walk to the stadium.
How cool would that be?
You gotta do that in October or September or something.
Yes.
I watched a TikTok where they showed the ice that the person brought in a bottle of water freezing over the course of them being at the game. So it was frozen solid before the end of the game. And I'm like, no, I don't need that.
No, I want to go to a preseason game, Rev.
Yeah, exactly. Plus it would be cheaper.
I'm with you on that, man. It is Listeners on the Loose. This is where you pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got more of your calls and more of your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
For tank and tankless hot water heaters, for clogged drains, for leaky faucets, for toilets that won't flush. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is your trusted source to solve all your plumbing needs. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
So said Miggs, I know you guys were talking about hockey. Did you hear about the rapper Kodak Black having sex at a Panthers game? I just saw this story, and it's amazingly funny.
Where at the Panthers game? Well, like where?
In a suite. So,
wow, that's pretty sweet.
Apparently, this happened a couple of days ago. He was at the game. It was against the Canucks versus the Panthers in Florida. And the best part is, at one point, the NHL put up a tweet when they realized that he was at the game that just said, "Oh, hey there," at Kodak Black 1K, and with a wave thing, like just celebrating that he's there.
Yeah.
They since deleted the tweet, probably because of what he ended up being caught doing later on, because there's pictures of people posting on social media of him just, he's just giving it to somebody in a suite. It's pretty amazing. That or she dropped her pretzel and he's just like kind of helping her balance.
Wow. Okay.
Dance.
Whoa. Alrighty.
I wonder who won that game. Kodak Black, I believe.
I'll tell you, yeah, he won that game.
Yeah.
Wow. Talk about the 5-hole.
Yeah.
Dang. That is, you know what? You know that you're living the life. You're in a suite. You probably get the best beverages, the best food, and then all of a sudden your companion's like, "This is the best night of my life. Why don't we make it even better?"
The best is so the original tweet that the NHL put out there that said, "Oh, hey there, Kodak Black." It's just a picture of him in the stands. So at some point he eventually ended up in the suite. I'm not sure how, but he eventually, and somebody took the picture and photoshopped it, so they removed the picture of him in the stands and put that picture of him in the suite giving it to the girl with the NHL tweet saying, "Oh, hey there, Kodak Black," waving it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's some good Photoshop right there. So he gets upgraded to a suite, or did he already have the suite? I don't know how to feel about that. Because
there's been times where I've had like a buddy like, "Hey, dude, we're up in this section. You should come meet up with us." So maybe somebody's like, "Kodak, we're here too." And this girl dropped her pretzel and wants you to have her help her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think was that because a suite usually has more than a few people, right?
But it didn't look very busy in there. I think
no, it really didn't.
Like from the picture, it looked like maybe there was like one other. It looks like 2 people are in there other than him.
Which is really interesting that while those 2 people are there, he's just going, "I don't know if I could do that. Not sure I could do that."
Unless they were just like kind of part of the posse that like made it happen. I don't know.
Wow, and then the posse just hangs out. They don't like that's. All right, well, that's. I guess that's that lifestyle. Don't know much about it.
Well, they could have been waiting for maybe they were the concessions were delivering a tray of hot dogs.
Oh well, you know what?
According to the New York Post, she was just twerking.
Yeah, looking at some of the things, it looks
twerking
just like
or working.
Twerking.
Oh,
then what's wrong with that?
Yeah,
there's
it
nothing
looks
wrong
like
with
she
that.
had her pants on, or at least her booty shorts.
There's like different angles that show that she was.
So he's really not doing anything, and they just decided to make this more salacious than it is.
It was more like a lap dance, fully clothed.
Well, that's a different story.
I'm glad that we got to the bottom of this.
Yeah, because as it were, yeah. Yeah, that's now that makes sense because dudes will be around for like lap dances. They hang for that kind of thing. But if it was getting like more intimate, I feel like those dudes are like, well, this is awkward. We should probably do something. Anything else?
I just don't understand why he's so far bent over. That's the crazy part for me.
Oh, man's flexible. Yeah, I think he's showing off his moves. No, okay.
Imagine being at that game.
And what's his name again, Steve?
Kodak Black. Come on, man.
Do not have a clue who that is, by the way.
I don't
put that on your Beat Migs.
Oh yeah, I'll have to do that.
But I know Kodak Black.
Oh crap, I can't do that.
Well, listen, at least Kodak Black is recent. Okay, it's not old timey. I'm just, I'd say put him on. What is it? What genre is Kodak Black? I have no idea. It is hip hop. Okay,
no, country and western.
Hey, why not?
That'd be fun.
Kodak Black is a great Western name, dude.
Yeah.
He's the man in black.
Are you kidding me? That guy's an outlaw right there. Who are you gonna go? Well, there's a bounty on Kodak Black. We gotta go get him. Wow. And you know what? Here's his sub name, Kodak Black.
Do you think
what develops will be danger?
Wouldn't that be funny if that's like his first ever hockey game and he's like, man, hockey's awesome. Girls just twerk on you.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone has a text for you, BJ.
I'm ready.
Did you hear about John Lester?
No, what's going on with John Lester? Tacoma to Puyallup, depending on where. Tacoma, Puyallup, whatever, boy, yeah.
I thought he was local, but apparently he just announced he's retiring.
Yeah, Tacoma, Washington.
Yeah,
16 years, 3-time World Series champion, 200-game winner, John Lester saying, deuces.
And this dude at a very young age developed cancer and beat cancer, came back and pitched. Right. And as a Red Sox fan, we love John Lester because he helped us win some World Series, and just a good dude.
And he played for the Cubs, too. Did he help?
He helped them win a World Series, too, yeah.
Man, can he just come visit Seattle for one season?
Mm-hmm. I really thought
just wrap up his career here?
I was very, very surprised. And this is what really irritated me about management back when he was a free agent. I thought he would come back here because T-Mobile Park is a great pitcher-friendly park. And so I thought, you know what, as a dude gets older, he may want to have a park help him out. But he went because Theo Epstein made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and it irritated the hell out of me that the Mariners didn't go get him. Because I really felt like, how cool would that be? To have Felix Hernandez and John Lester on the same team. I thought that would be a winning combo, but you know what? The Mariners didn't. And the Cubs did, and they won a World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, so John Lester, definitely it's cool when a local kid goes out there and becomes a major league pitcher of his caliber. Will he make the Hall of Fame is the question. I mean, he's had an amazing career, but I don't know if his regular season numbers are good enough. I feel like they should be, but he could be a Hall of Famer, too.
I mean, it seems like he checks all the boxes, 200-plus wins. Isn't that usually what they say? That's kind of a big deal? And
I haven't
won World Series?
Yeah, I haven't kept track of it to know all the stats, Steve. But if he has, like you said, 200-plus wins, it's probably a ticket in.
Has he ever twerked with a girl at a Panthers game, though?
Does that will that get you in a route? But that's before I answer that question.
Some texters said it was more than just going on than just twerking. So I haven't seen the video.
Yeah, that was. Thank you, Texter, for letting me know. I did not know that John had retired. That's a great and no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, and he was a great Red Sox.
Well, the guy brought us a lot of joy, and was a good dude. Good dude.
Going back to earlier, we were talking about an hour and a half ago about just having a lot of money because of Nelly had $300,000 in a bag, then lost it, got it found, hooked the person up who found it with $100, which I felt was very generous.
Yeah, $100 for a $300,000 return. Nice, Nelly.
But I was saying, I'd just be a nervous wreck kind of that amount of money. Someone said, Miggs, I won over $15,000 at a casino a few years ago and got all cash.
Whoa!
It was very scary walking around with all that money at once. Not only is it thick and awkward to have that much money wearing shorts from Tracy and Puyallup.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I don't know if there's any other way they can give it to you, huh? I guess cash is about the only way. Or they can give you chips, but that's also going to weigh you down.
yeah, right. Just walking around with a sack.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem weird.
You should have a sack with a dollar sign on it, like the old cartoons. That's completely inconspicuous. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone just texted, guys, do you think my wife has a right to make fun of me for this? I work in the auto industry. I can change the oil in my car anytime I want, but I actually go somewhere to get my oil changed. I just don't feel like doing it on my own time. LOL.
I think when spouses make fun of their other spouse because they don't want to do their job during their off hours, I don't think they understand. It's like, dude, I do this all the time. I don't want to.
Yeah, I was like, why aren't you talking to me? I'm like, I do it all the time. I don't want to. And
that goes over.
I'm just joking. Although she does laugh at me because I do not want to be on the phone with anybody when I get home. Like, if you call, I just look at it, I'm like, oh, hope they're doing all right. And I just put the phone back down.
Yeah. If it's real important, they'll text.
Yeah, and she's like, that's so funny. You make your living by talking. I'm like, at this point, it's like 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm all talked out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's done. Mm-hmm. I've tried to start. I have a rule. My wife makes fun of me, but I said after 5:30, no talking, no business. Don't ask me to do any heavy lifting brain-wise. It's over. It's bedtime for me, pretty much. I'm going to wind down. Nobody obeys that rule. Try to get the kids and the wife to follow that all those years. But we're done. This is what we do for a job. Why do we want to keep talking?
And honestly, changing your own oil, you could do it, but it seems like I'd rather not.
What a pain in the ass.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't have the tools that you need at home necessarily, like the lift and everything.
I don't even.
Do you need a lift?
I don't. You get under there and.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're supposed to get under there, Danny, with one of those little slidey things. The little slidey boards.
He's got a skateboard. He can do it.
Yeah, Danny, see, you can do it with the little skateboard.
I like my car. I don't want to break it, okay?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that my wife gives me a hard time that I'd rather spend money on than actually painting sometimes. Like, when we painted our bedroom, I ended up hiring somebody to do it. And she's like, well, you can just do it. And she does. I'm like, we just moved in. We have an extra couple bucks from when we sold our house. Like, let's just spend it and have it done like really nice. And then after it was done, she's like, yeah, this is a lot nicer than what we could have pulled off.
See, the beauty of that is that when we moved into our house, the previous owner had painted the rooms themselves, and it looked like hot trash.
Right.
So we were able to get professionals to do the other stuff because we looked at it and were like, this is what it's going to look like if we do it. So let's just pay someone.
You just look at that person like, yeah, you weren't very good at drawing in the lines in kindergarten, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like no prep work or anything like that.
There are people that love to work with their hands. They just love doing stuff of their own. J-Rubs is one of those guys because recently he changed Sarah's battery, and I said, we've got AAA. We pay for it. They'll come in and, they'll do it for free, and we'll have to pay for the battery, but we have to pay for it anyway. But J-Rubs is like, no, I'll take care of it. He just loves doing that stuff. Opposite of me. I'm like, I am not going to waste my time doing anything that isn't fun because, you know what? I work, I do my 40 some odd hours, or maybe a little less. And,
a month, you pull 40 hours at least a month.
Come on. 40 hours a month. At least. Time, man. Those are the two big resources in life, time and money. And I am telling you right now, I mean, managing those makes you a happy person. And if you're wasting your time, as opposed to where you could have spent money so that your time would be better. I mean, you're suffering. You don't even know it. And that's the thing. My wife is a lot always is talking about stuff like this. I go, no, I'm not wasting my time. I'd rather spend my money rather than spend my time.
Plus, you're helping the businesses out there.
I love that attitude. I use that every once in a while myself.
It's more than likely like a local dude that's just
tough out there.
Yeah.
So we're throwing some work to people that need it. This is kind of why I go to these restaurants a lot.
Look at your wife and be like, do you hate the local economy? Because I don't. Wow. I'm trying to help it.
I mean, really? You don't like the little guy? Is that what you were all about? You bourgeoisie lady? Come on. Okay. I like this plan.
So said city folks just don't get it. Oil change is so easy.
Yeah, but that's what you like to do there, okay? There's Zeke. Okay?
Zeke.
Seriously. I mean, seriously, I want to have a talk with Zeke. It's like, I am so proud because I can change the oil in my car. It's like, yeah, how's your checkbook looking? You probably can't even balance that. I mean, get out. Everybody's got what they like to do. Doesn't mean you're an idiot.
Rather aggressive response.
Oh, it's a very aggressive response.
Like a nice person.
No, Zeke is
saying that oil changes are easy, which I don't disagree.
No, he
I just don't want to do them.
Zeke is taking a shot, and it's time to take a shot back at Zeke. Like, everybody's got their...
Now you're flexing your wallet, Mr. 12 millionaire?
No, I'm just saying I know how to balance a checkbook. Some guys go, I don't know nothing about managing my finances, but I could change my oil. Yeah, well, you know what? That's why you're broke and an idiot. Shut up.
Hey, but Zeke, thanks for listening.
Yeah, no problem.
Just don't get it.
That's right.
Gosh, man.
I thought that was a flex from Zeke. You didn't get the flex from Zeke?
No, I thought he felt like he was just saying that oil changes are easy.
He said city folks just don't get it.
And well, we are city folks, and if you listen to our show, we don't get it.
No, you know what?
He hasn't said anything that was a lie.
No, it's a flex. You know what? You want to be on the Zeke train, go ahead and change oil.
I'm on Team Zeke.
I'm staying in the city.
on the Zeke train.
I am staying in the city, and I'm going to go get my oil changed by a professional who's not named Zeke. That's it.
Man, I can't wait for the day that you go somewhere and someone's got like a shirt with the name patch and it says Zeke, and you have to wonder whether or not that's the Zeke that you were taking shots at.
Oh, let me tell you, if that's the Zeke, I'm immediately starting a war with that Zeke. I'm going to go, don't even step, Zeke. Okay, no cap.
Oh, jeez.
That worked, by the way.
That word. I'm sorry. That was my bad.
Yeah. That's it. It fits. I'm using it properly. You know why? Because I am down with the lingo.
I thought you were going to say down with the sickness.
Well, I'm always down with the sickness. I'm always down with the sickness. All right, listen.
Someone said, it's not fun roofing your own house. It's 100% worth paying someone to do it. Trust me, from Rosen to
roofing your own house?
I didn't even think that would look like a fun example.
Okay, wait a second. Let's wait 5 seconds till Zeke texts in. Hey, city folks, you so good. Roofing the house is dang easy, okay? I do it while I'm changing my oil. I mean, you guys all losers.
Why all of a sudden does Zeke sound like, was it Foghorn Leghorn or something like that?
It sounded like Red Fox from Sanford and Son.
Or like Yosemite Sam character.
It's actually Red. It's actually Red. It's Red Foghorn Yosemite Sam.
And it's Adam from Enumclaw, not Zeke. He just texted in.
No. Okay, well, of course he's from Enumclaw because you know what he does with horses.
Taking shots.
Wow. I shouldn't have even brought that up. Zeke, Adam, I'm sorry.
yeah, you know what?
Zeke, Adam.
Zeke out there right now.
Enumclaw is a beautiful town, and it's blowing up right now. It's getting a lot
Me
cooler.
and Mr. Red, we change our oil together. That's not all we do together.
I say.
You gotta be this tall to ride this ride.
That's right.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Oh, what are we doing? We're putting Zeke in his place. That's what we're doing.
Well, none of us have issues with Zeke other than or Adam.
You know what? Listen, I'm not going to call him by his fake name. His name is Zeke. All right. Now here's an important question that needs to be answered. What do Ryan Castle and Girl Scout cookies have in common? Oh, I'm going to tell you at 9:50. I'll say on the Rock.
Yeah. BJ and Migs, mornings on the Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Girl Scout cookies have in common?
$5 cash only in front of the grocery store.
Oh, okay.
That's how I met Ryan.
Yep. It's before we even worked together.
That is the only way to meet Ryan. Very nice.
Texts are coming in. And some people are still upset with you, EJ.
They're upset with me because of Zeke?
Like, what does Ryan Castle and Girl Scout cookies have in common? F you, BJ.
Oh, all right.
Is that from Zeke himself?
No, Zeke is cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Both of them make part of Steve fat.
I mean, I didn't hear the segment, but I agree.
Yeah.
Which the texter or with BJ?
Yeah, with the texter, sure.
Okay, fine.
All right.
That's probably a good person to agree with. Everyone's against me, Ryan, so yeah, go with the texter.
Yeah.
One text says, both taste better covered in caramel, coconut, and chocolate. Am I right, Steve? LOL. Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
it is
wow.
Girl Scout cookie season. I can't believe. I've just started a new regimen, and now they're back to taunt me and to tempt me. And they partner with DoorDash now. Girl Scout cookies can be on demand delivered to you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, great. So when they show up, there'll be only a couple cookies eaten out of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. These places.
All right, so far only in select areas. So I don't know if we're going to get DoorDash Girl Scout cookies in our area, but you can find out by looking at your app, I suppose. How about there's a brand new cookie called Adventure Fills, a brownie-inspired cookie with caramel-flavored creme and sea salt. And they got the creme in there. Not the cream, but the creme.
The creme.
The creme de la crop.
That sounds... that cookie looks amazing.
The crop.
Yeah,
de la crop. Oh, it looks delicious. I would eat it.
Yeah, but don't speak French anymore, okay?
Oui, oui.
Yeah. Ryan Castle, he doesn't have Girl Scout cookies, but he does have a 12-pack next.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
He's denying that it even happened. He calls it super cap, which I have no idea what that means.
You don't know about cap and no cap and all that stuff?
Factor cap?
When someone says they're capping, that means they're lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no cap means you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll say factor cap, so.
Oh, that's kind of cool, actually.
Do you know what's going to happen now?
Yes.
BJ's going to start working the word cap and no cap.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. It's in, buddy.
It's vocabulary.
I want to stay on fleek, so I'm on do it.
Oh,
You're not on fleek if you keep using fleek.
BJ and Migs, mornings on the Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to see my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
If 2020 has taught us anything, it's to take nothing for granted. So when you expect hot water and get cold, when you expect the shower to drain and it doesn't, when you turn the furnace on and it won't start, stop freaking and call Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. 1-800-FREAKIN'.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.